Good morning, everyone. So on this one, I'm going to put together a few common issues about comfort, basically, the way things feel. So one really common complaint is the armpits, the shoulders, the sides of the lady's neck. So I'm going to start by just looping it over my legs for now, just so I can secure it, and then we'll talk about those. Okay, so give myself a little massage here, a little massage here. This is the demonstration model so that the soft Velcro is easier to see. So don't worry if you don't have this. So one common complaint is the armpits. That's like a super common complaint. Now, I know that some people will do like a strap. Granted, this is a little exaggerated, or something that kind of pulls them away like this. And I have talked with Dr. Blair about that, and he said, well, yeah, you can do that, but that basically defeats the purpose of the postural support and correction for like the upper back and shoulders and neck and stuff. So if we do this, and I kind of pull them in like this, it changes where the tension and pull is for the posture and support. So if that's not necessarily like super big for you, cool, go ahead and do that, give it a try. Another one, and this is how I normally wear mine, is right over the edge of the shoulder, rotator cuffs, right there, just like that. And that helps kind of pull it out, if you can see, from the inside of the armpit, kind of like more down to the side, gives a little more space, if you can see. Also helps relieve any of the pressure on here if you are a well-endowed lady. Also, this is how Dr. Blair likes to wear it. It's just straight on down on the arms. He'll wear it almost all the way down to the elbow. And this way, yeah, you do lose, the further down you go, more of the upper back, postural support, shoulders, and posture. Now, if I go to reach for something, this is still going to provide enough resistance that it still keeps the shoulder blades back into the shoulder girdle. And so it's like, I'm sorry, brain words today. But so if I'm doing this, and let me do the other one off just to kind of compare it. So I'm doing this, and this is holding my shoulder down and back still. So as I'm reaching, wherever I'm reaching, it's keeping the shoulder where it actually belongs. If I do it without it, my whole thing goes forward and it moves all kinds of out of place. So I have what they call angel wings, my scapula like wing out really bad when I'm not using this. Because using this, it holds everything back in place and my shoulder blades don't wing out, which is pretty cool. So another option for a lot of people have tried this already and either didn't work or they don't like it, and that's okay. But for those of you that haven't tried it, split the fabric, okay? Wiggle and jiggle the whole thing down. Then take the black top layer and wiggle, jiggle that back up separately. That will relieve a lot of the armpit pressure and side ladies pressure. Some people don't like the feel. Some people, they're just really broad-shouldered or really well endowed, and it's not enough, and that's okay. A genius thing that I did do in another video recently, and I'm going to do with them split because I want to see what that does, is I'm going to flip my straps inside out, just the top, because earlier I did it with them layers together so you could see the white on top then. And that's interesting. I think for some people that might help. I think for some people it might not. So try it out and see what your body says about that. Okay, I literally just kind of flipped my straps inside out to try that out, okay? I am also working on cleaning up a way to do the body braid where it is kind of like corseted at your ribs, and that's where the tension holds, so you can just not have it on your shoulders at all, or your arms at all. The way I figured out thus far, it's still kind of really messy and confusing trying to portray or relay in a video. So I need to look at how to clean up those steps and make it much easier to understand, especially visually on a video when you can't just immediately ask me questions. So I'm working on it. I promise it will be forthcoming because my mom is both fluffy and well endowed. And she works at a desk where she has to pull her arms out all the time. So the arm trick doesn't work because of her having to constantly reach, and she doesn't like to feel, which is cool. So I'm working on cleaning this up because we did it to her when we went out when she visited, and it worked amazing. That was like the first time I came up with the idea, and now I just got to clean it up. So next, a lot of people were concerned about the ribs. So I'm not going to go all the way through it because I'm going to do a special video just for that. But I take, when these are disconnected, fold them over onto themselves if you don't have that extra Velcro piece, because I lost mine on like day one. Alright. You want to keep everything loose and minimal tension while you're putting things into place. But what I have done thus far with my ribs, and I'm going to talk to Doc about like the floating ribs and stuff, which is why there's going to be a separate video on it later. I'll cross my soft Velcro way up high, okay, like on my rib cage right underneath the ladies. And then what I'll do is I will seal that basically by doing a stabilizing cross between the two layers of the bottom strap, like that. And the further back you go, the higher up it will stay. So like I literally do this on the stitch, like after the where the harness crosses in back, because words. So all right, so I got that. Gonna get a little bit of tension. Hold that there for a second. And this basically holds my rib cage. I'm gonna flip around real quick so you can see what it looks like on the back of the harness. Okay, now this does move my whole harness up. So to get low back support, I need to do an extra wrap for the low back, which I am gonna do in another video. I'm gonna break all these down. I just wanted to do a kind of a quick discomfort type video for you guys. So I'm gonna undo this real quick. And then I'm going to quickly wrap up my legs so we can talk about the foot. So give me just a second to get this baby done. My brain is so not working today, and that's okay. That is a-okay. Where'd you go? There you go. And I know I'm not explaining all this right now, but that's because there are videos for this, and I'm going to do more. And I'm just trying to, when I talk, I slow down. So, you know, trying to avoid that. I'm just going to cross these and tuck them under real quick because I'm doing this down and dirty. I normally do a stabilizing cross right here to hold all this exactly where I want it. And I grabbed the long extensions by accident because that's just what I grabbed. So these are going to be really long for this one. So I'm just going to finish wrapping this up. I'm not doing any of the stabilizing crosses at the moment. I'm just kind of wrapping it up down and dirty. Normally, I would do a stabilizing cross behind the knee and up at the thigh to keep everything really snugly in place. And I found that when I do that, I can also adjust tension for a certain body part, and it doesn't affect the others. Side notes. I'm not going to worry about the other side right now. So, just so we can get a good foot picture here. Right now, it's under the arch of my foot. And for some people, they don't like the sensation. For some people, it hurts. For some people, it slips out when they're wearing shoes and ends up coming out the back like that. Couple of options that I've been playing around with. The first is to take the two layers, split them, okay, and put one layer on top. I'm still playing around with which layer I want on top. So play around with it. You can try it with the black on top. If you do that, I recommend you flip the black strap inside out. Okay, and it's gonna look like that. Okay, so once again, they're together. Okay, I'm gonna separate them. Yeah. And then I'm gonna flip the black over my toes, like that. And this is for those where it kind of like, you don't want to move where the strap is, but the pressure on the arch is a little too much, or to try and reduce the slipping out onto the heel. Okay, I tried that one and that one works pretty good. You can also do it with the white. Once again, it'll look like that. The white, if you do the white on top, I don't recommend flipping it inside out because then it bunches up kind of weirdly. Now we're going to go back to the regular to start. Okay. And Dr. Blair introduced me to the idea that you can take it and put it on the ball of your foot, right? Because I know some people, my sister has drop foot, and so she really struggles. And by putting it on the ball of the foot, it doesn't slip out in her shoes, especially those funky drop foot boots that she got. It doesn't put pressure on the arch at all. It's all on the ball of the foot, and she can still move, have use of her ankle, give good tension, but this also pulls her foot up just a bit, so it helps reduce her drop foot and give a little spring to the top of her foot to help keep it up the way it should be. Same with the toes. You can put it all the way up on the toes if you like. I recommend doing this only if you're really kind of like wearing shoes so it can stay in place. But it's the same effect. It reduces tension down here, especially if you have shoes that like have a bigger toe box. This might be really comfortable. Reduces the tension down here, and by having that on like that, it automatically keeps my foot up. So drop foot is even further reduced. Guys, and we are constantly playing around with and looking at new ways to wear these and adjust them. So as I find them, I will bring them to you, and I'll see you in the next video.